Anyway, people are watching it later only, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so but you can go with your mantra.
You want same
Sure.
Shri Suktam?
What? Yeah, that would work.
So Ranjani is there, huh?
Yeah, she's there. She's eating, so she will hear anyway.
Ah, okay, okay. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Apadamouli Pariyantam Vande Guru Paramparam Om Om Hiranyavarnam Harinim Suvarnarajasasrajam Chandram Hiranmayim Lakshmim Jatavedo Mahavaha Tam Mahavaha Jatavedo Lakshmi Manapagaminim Yasyam Hiranyam Vindeyam Gamashvam Purushanaham Ashwapurvam Ratamadyam Hastinadaprabodhinim Chayam Devi Mupahvaye Shirma Devi Jushatam Kamsosmitam Hiranya Mardran Jwalantim Truttam Tarpayantim Padme Stitam Padmavarnam Bhasam Yashasa Jwalantim Shriyam Loke Devajushthamudaram Tam Padminimim Sharanamaham आदित्यवर्णे तपसोऽधिजातो तस्य फलानि तपसानुदन्तो मायान्तरायाश्च बाह्या अलक्ष्मीः उपैतु मां देव सकः कीर्तिश्च मणिना सह प्रादुर्भूतोऽस्मि राष्ट्रेऽस्मिन् कीर्तिमृद्धिं ददातु मे क्षुत्पिपासामलां ज्येष्ठामलक्ष्मीं नाशयाम्यहम् अभूतिमसमृद्धिं च सर्वां निर्नुद मे गृहात् गन्धद्वारां दुराधर्षां नित्यपुष्टां करीषिणीम् ईश्वरीं सर्वभूतानां तामिहोपह्वये श्रियम् मनसः काममाकूतिं वाचः सत्यमशीमहि पशूनां रूपमन्नस्य मयि श्रयतां यशः कर्दमेन प्रजा भूता मयि सम्भव कर्दम श्रियम् आपसृजन्तु स्निग्धानि चिक्लीतवसमे गृहे निच देवीं मातरं श्रियं वासय मे कुले आर्द्रां पुष्करिणीं पुष्टिं पिङ्गलां पद्ममालिनीं चन्द्रां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो महावः आर्द्रां यक्करिणीं यष्टिं सुवर्णां हेममालिनीं सूर्यां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो महावः तां महावह जातवेदो लक्ष्मीमनपगामिनीं यस्यां हिरण्यं प्रभूतं गावो दास्योश्वान् विन्देयं पुरुषानहम् यश्चुचिप्रयतो भूत्वा जुहुयादाज्यमन्वहम् श्रियः पञ्चदशर्चञ्च श्रीकामत्सततं जपेत् पद्मानने पद्म ऊरु पद्माक्षी पद्मसम्भवे त्वं मां भजस्व पद्माक्षि येन सौख्यं लभाम्यहम् अश्वदायी च गोदायी धनदायी महाधने धनं मे जुषतां देवी सर्वकामांश्च देहि मे पद्मानने पद्मपत्रे पद्मप्रिये पद्मदलायताक्षि विश्वप्रिये विष्णुमनोनुकूले तत्पादपद्मं मयि सन्निधत्स्व पुत्रपौत्रधनं धान्यं हत्यश्वादिगवेरथं प्रजानां भवसि माता आयुष्मन्तं करोतु मां धनमग्निर्धनं वायुर्धनं सूर्यो धनं वसुः धनमिन्द्रो बृहस्पतिर्वरुणं धनमश्नुते वैनतेय सोमं पिबतु वृत्रः सोमं धनस्य सोमिनो मह्यं ददातु सोमिनी न क्रोधो न च मात्सर्यं न लोभो न शुभामतिः भवन्ति कृतपुण्यानां भक्तानां श्रीसूक्तं जपेत् सदा वर्षन्तु ते विभावरिदिवो अभ्रस्य विद्युतः रोहन्तु सर्वबीजान्यवब्रह्मदिशो जहि याता पद्मासनस्था विपुलकटितटी पद्मपत्रायताक्षी गम्भीरा वर्तनाभिस्तनभरनमिता शुभ्रवस्त्रोत्तरीया लक्ष्मीर्दिव्यैर्गजेन्द्रैर्मणिगणखचितैस्नापिता हेमकुम्भैः नित्यं सा पद्महस्ता मम वसतु गृहे सर्वमाङ्गल्ययुक्ता लक्ष्मीं क्षीरसमुद्रराजतनयां श्रीरङ्गधामेश्वरीं दासीभूतसमस्तदेववनितां लोकैकदीपाङ्कुरां श्रीमन्मन्दकटाक्षलब्धविभवब्रह्मेन्द्रगङ्गाधरां त्वां त्रैलोक्यकुटुम्बिनीं सरसिजां वन्दे मुकुन्दप्रियाम् सिद्धलक्ष्मीर्मोक्षलक्ष्मीर्जयलक्ष्मी सरस्वती श्रीलक्ष्मीर्वरलक्ष्मीश्च प्रसन्ना भव सर्वदा वरां कुशौ पाशमभीतिमुद्रां करैर्वहन्तीं कमलासनस्थां बालार्ककोटिप्रतिभां त्रिनेत्रां भजेऽहमाद्यां जगदीश्वरीं ताम् सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके देवी नारायणि नमोऽस्तु ते सरसिजनिलये सरोजहस्ते धवलतरां शुकगन्धमाल्यशोभे भगवति हरिवल्लभे मनोज्ञे त्रिभुवनभूतिकरि प्रसीद मह्यं विष्णुपत्नीं क्षमां देवीं माधवीं माधवप्रियां विष्णोप्रियसखीं देवीं नमाम्यच्युतवल्लभाम् महालक्ष्मै च विद्महे विष्णुपत्न्यै च धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मी प्रचोदयात् श्रीर्वर्चस्वमायुष्यमारोग्यमाविदात् पवमानं महीयते धनं धान्यं पशुं बहुपुत्रलाभं शतसंवत्सरं दीर्घमायुः ऋणरोगारिदारिद्र्यपापक्षुदममृत्यवः भयशोकमनस्तापा नश्यन्तु मम सर्वदा श्रिये जातः श्रिय आनिर्याय श्रियं वयो जरितृभ्यो दधाति श्रियं वसाना अमृतत्वमायन् भवन्ति सत्या समिधामितद्रौ श्रिय एवैनं तच्छ्रियमा दधाति सन्ततमृचा वषट्कृत्यं सन्तत्यै सन्धीयते प्रजया पशुभिर्य एवं वेद ॐ महालक्ष्मै च विद्महे विष्णुपत्न्यै च धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मी प्रचोदयात् ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ तत्सत्
Very good. Okay, so shall we do the Manomayakosha from tomorrow? We have hardly 20 plus minutes left. Or should we discuss something? Then Manomayakosha. I don't mind going to Manomayakosha. Sorry, Manomayakosha.
you have 30 minutes, right? I think
Yeah,
We can
30.
start, I
you
think.
can start definitely.
Okay, so before we jump into that, one question. What is reflected consciousness? That's very much important to go to the Manomayakosha. Don't have to refer any book, your understanding.
The word reflection is something that means it comes and there is something and then it reflects there. That something is probably Manomaya.
No, that is correct.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it is what Mana is all about. But Chidabasa or reflected consciousness. What do you understand by that? We have already gone through it. So there is, I'm just asking from whatever we have gone through. Ranjini is exempted because she never attended the first session. So we can't ask her. Even she wants to answer, she can. But the other two are not. And I don't mind maintaining this silence.
No, just
Good. I was
thinking,
waiting for
thinking.
Bud to answer.
I am like answering like a fresh person without any background. In that case, assuming that I am a background, okay. In that case,
Chidabasa.
yeah, Chidabasa. I remember Lata also last time she gave some proper definition. I actually forgot. When that Brahman is coming coming inside us, that is, you have uh, Manasu Chitta Buddhi Ahankara in that. When it comes, there it will energize based on our karma. It will energize something. It will make something to feel that it is true, but actually it is not true, and that is called reflected consciousness.
Okay,
Some vague.
very good try. Yeah, Lata, you have given some definition to, but maybe you can explain.
I don't remember what definition I gave. I
Very
really, I'm
number of
just
times.
trying to recollect what definition was that. Okay, from my point of view, it is a sakshi within you, or the witness consciousness within you, or that awareness which you feel right now, which is that's all I can define it as. The awareness which you feel now is not that Brahman, but that awareness which you have now, seeing, and you know that you are seeing. So that is because of that Chidabasa. So it is kind of limited by our senses.
Um,
The Sakshi, the witness consciousness.
you just become a little aware that you are the seer, probably, or like I just felt it this morning. Like, if I could give an example with that, like, okay, now children are completely engrossed in something. The small toddlers, when they're with some toy, completely engrossed, they're into it. Suddenly, something comes. Say momentarily, somebody just calls. They see, but they go back. I mean, that's how I felt today. It was like I had to drop the thoughts earlier, or like I was making an effort not to change the thoughts. But today,
What happened?
Disconnected. Back.
Yeah.
sorry, today when I was actually meditating, like I was doing it on Rama as usual, and like thoughts came, but how do I say, like I did not have to put an effort to not think about it. Like just like say as I told you, like a child is playing and something comes, you just look at it and then they go back into their own whatever thing they were doing. Or like if I could give another example, um, say again, the mother is gone, the child is playing with something, so as soon as the mother comes, the child leaves and goes to the mother. I don't know how to put it now. uh, like you don't have to make an effort not to think, link the thoughts, or to make an effort to drop, since you are there already in one streamline. Anything that comes is not going to distract you. You don't have to make an effort. It comes back to, I mean, that's how it was today, because yesterday we had a get together. Some quite a few kids friends had come over, and like it was quite tiring. So today, this morning, this is paining, that is paining. It's like it was going. And what happened yesterday, whatever went, it was not like I didn't have to do anything. That just thought came and it went off by itself. Earlier I had to observe the thoughts, like, okay, this I should not do, this I should not do. Okay, if my mind is like, I think I had spoken once, I like as though somebody was telling me you should be here and this is not what you should do. Sometime back I had told that. So today that was not there. Like I was able to there. The other things didn't distract. Like it came back by itself streamlined. But that is not what it is. I felt probably I'm this year, but I don't know how to explain. But that is not actually what it is. It is probably I was perceiving that I was seeing myself or something, but it is not actually that. It is a perception, I could say. But it gives, yeah, it has a little more clarity than what it was earlier.
I want to ask Vilas something. Why you have a grumpy face today?
No, I'm not grumpy.
No,
Just
you're
He,
from the time I am your video is on, I am looking that you are not having that normal pleasant face.
no,
I think he
I'm exactly sitting in a place where people are walking around. So I'm feeling I shouldn't have taken this Atlantis on the sixth floor.
Conscious of it. I don't know.
I have
And from
understood
that
that.
time, I was observing you, and I'm distracted by why are you glum?
No,
And you're
I'm pretty much watching who is coming, who is going,
yeah, yeah,
how our voice will be heard or not.
like Ishvara. So
Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
Ishvara. So Chidabasa is Ishvara.
is
Chidabasa is Ishvara. That is correct. Okay. So what happens in Chidabasa? Ranjini, what explanation you gave is totally out of place.
okay.
It's a what I can say. It's a jumbled up of everything.
Okay.
Okay. So answer to that very simple. If you believe you are that person, that is Chidabasa. If somebody, that's the reason we have this Namakarana. So they come to the ear and tell that your name is so and so, and you keep on repeating that name. So that is what mantra is all about. Now, manana trayate iti mantra. So what has happened is that the mind has started. So in the child, the mind doesn't start. It is made to start. So when the mind starts, what happens is that it takes whatever it is said to be true. So knowing very well that Vilas can never be found, I know I am Vilas. Yep. Just because Vilas goes away, the consciousness doesn't disappear. There. But Chit is always there. This reflection is called Chidha. Abhasa means what looks to be true. So when we say Chidabhasa, what it means is that what is not there is there. It's not there, but it is there. It's like a shadow. So the body is there and hence the shadow. You remove the body, there is no shadow. But as long as I can see shadow, I exist. Okay? So this Manomayakosha is called as Antakarana, including the Vijnanamayakosha. It is the most subtlest of it. We cannot experience it unless you have come out of Annamayakosha and Pranamayakosha. It doesn't show itself up, but the moment you can see that you are not that, and whatever Lata is reading that I am not that will happen. Okay, you start disassociating. Now, what is this disassociation? That's what Shankaracharya covers up in 17 shlokas about how attachment, detachment happens. All that happens in the mind only. It doesn't happen anywhere else. So the bondage is there in the mind, the liberation is also there in the mind. Both are in the mind. It's not out anywhere else. So there is nothing as consciousness which gets liberated. The this consciousness, the Chidabhasa gets liberated because there is like a dewdrop over a lotus. Okay, the lotus remains, the dewdrop falls. In the same way, the pot falls, the clay remains. In the same way, the gold remains and the ornament falls. So we can take whatever you want to take as an example, and the snake falls and the rope is same. So all these are Advaita terms to prove that what you are not, and what you are, and you aren't. So basically, if you give up what you are not, and then you become what you are. Okay, so they use these terms, you are that, and you are that thou art, or whatever it is, or whatever in English or whatever language we can connote it, it makes sense, but it's all conceptual. So, one rule of thumb is when there is a concept, it is Chidabhasa. When there is no concept, there is no Chidabasa. So, in that way, office is a concept, wife is a concept, husband is a concept, parents are a concept, and then children are a concept. So, that's the reason in the Nirvana Kataka, he makes it quite obvious that if I take pure consciousness, it doesn't have any one of these at all. There are no association. It's only disassociation. So they are not, and hence all the five indriyas and all of that is not part of what is called as consciousness. The chit doesn't have any one of these. The chidabhasa is the only one which has all of this. Without chit, there is no chidabhasa, but with chidabhasa or without chidabhasa, the chit exists. Got the point? But you cannot become the
Is
chit.
it?
Okay. So you can never become chit. Yeah, but
No, is it? If I call me with my name, that is Chidabhasa.
yes,
If I believe that it is me,
yes,
Chidabhasa.
yes,
And also if I say that this is what I am,
yes,
this is also Chidabhasa.
yes,
And it is also true that anything information comes through Panchendriya is also Chidabhasa.
yes,
In that case, the teaching by Guru is also Chidabhasa.
yes,
And but the knowledge to understand this is Satchit Ananda. Okay. There's something Chidabhasa is not there, what it is. Okay, some knowledge comes from Guru, and there is something called Satchitananda, Brahman. But no, if the knowledge is not true or it's a Chidabhasa, only Brahman is Satya. That means we can reach Brahman only through Chidabhasa.
yes,
Tarka I am talking.
yes, and no.
So Chidabhasa is important for us to certain extent or to achieve Satchitananda.
Correct. Again, the answer is yes and no.
Yeah, I want some explanation that up to what level you have to keep Chidabhasa and after that where we should drop.
No.
Because name is required. Otherwise, Guru Shishya establishment will not happen.
Yes.
And once it is established, then after reaching certain stage of that knowledge, then you will drop both.
No.
No.
It's like you have a pot, inside you have a space, right? So when you move the pot in the space, what is moving? The space is moving. And what happens? Or assume, is the space inside different from the space outside? And what happens when the pot is broken?
Space is there inside, space is there outside. What is moving is the pot.
Okay.
That
So,
is one
like,
way of doing it. And
yeah, yeah.
intellectually, space is put inside the pot and we are moving. So space is moving along with the pot.
So,
That's
like,
another way of thinking.
yeah,
Even I don't know what is the right one.
Chidabhasa is what is there inside the pot. Okay, so when the pot is broken, so what happens to the Chidabhasa?
It becomes another pot.
This
Leave it
is
to
a
you
good
to answer.
question. Yeah.
Actually, which came is a different thing in my mind. That's what I keep thinking. So you are a bubble. Okay, inside the bubble there is air. One thin film is there inside, so it is limited. So the bubble bursts. What happens in the air inside? Villas will say another bubble will get created.
Yeah, if there is an energy there, it will get
Energy is to understand. Yeah, another film will come
But
around it.
yeah, from the thought point of view, it's right. It's coming one after other. Every minute you will have X number of thoughts coming out.
no,
And
no, but
every thought is like a bubble. It comes,
No, no. Her question is much deeper than the.
Burst. Another thought comes. It burst.
No, her question is more deeper than what you
So
think.
that is.
She's not talking about the thought. As you take the bubble as Chidabasa. What happens when the bubble is broken?
Yeah. Mm.
So inside the bubble it is chit. Outside the bubble also it's chit. So it's only the bubble that is preventing you to think that, I mean, or is the once the bubble breaks, it's chit everywhere.
No, that's not answer. Yeah, the screen is frozen. I don't know whether internet problem is from this side or where.
So you feel it is that.
I
So
think from the office side, Vilas, you are becoming frozen every
Office.
now and
Yeah.
Yeah. Office internet is very
then.
bad. You lost your network connection. Possible. Okay, now it has come back. I don't know what.
Frozen again or?
Yeah. I think you need to say again.
Okay. What?
The question from Sriranjan.
oh, that's what that filament or that pot gives you an identity, but actually it is the same whether it is inside or outside. So the moment the pot or the filament in the bubble breaks, then it is chit everywhere. It is space inside and outside. It's the same. It's only that filament that is giving you that your identity as you look, as you I mean as you think you are, or I don't know. That's what I felt.
Yes, that is correct. So what happens here is that when the bubble breaks, if there is no further energy, it will not get established. So the basic aim of Manomayakosha and Vijnanamayakosha understanding is not to have established consciousness. This established consciousness is what is Chidabhasa.
Mhm.
It establishes due to vasana. So if you are able to remove the vasana, there is nothing to establish.
Yeah. The seeds.
Yes.
So if you have that seeds, it will sprout.
You
If you
know,
have no,
no
yeah,
matter whether you agree or disagree, it is going to sprout. So no matter the bubble is going to break, another bubble is going to happen
yeah,
because it has the potential to become something. So you have to drop the bhavatarana. So in the Bhajagovindam, the 31st line, the last sloka, talks about bhavatarana. And nobody reads it anyway to that extent. It's a very good thing that Shankaracharya has put it in the end so that people can vary their lives and then not worry about bhavatarana. But if you were to really understand bhavatarana, you need to stop the journey right now because the energy is still there to manifest many lives. So I need to stop that energy movement right here, right now. Okay, and then slowly, just like a train, till the fuel exists, it goes on going and then it stops. The same way, this journey also will stop. Otherwise, the journey is going to be continuous. So it has 6 fuels. First fuel is the eyes. Second fuel is the ear, nose, tongue, body, and the thoughts. Manamaya Kosha and Vijnanamaya Kosha taken together will give you new rebirth. That is what Chidabhasa is all. So deep within me, I have a family. And all my life, I will be searching for that family. Simple. Okay. And also, I get a stupid thing that I think I have met this person in my past. Okay. That's again Chidabhasa. So I will be going around this circle forever. This is called Bhavatarana. That is, Tarana means to circle. Bhava is to become. So I now become this, or I become that, I become that, I become that, something. So I want to become something. So I want to become the best father, I want to become the best mother, I want to become the best student, or I need to become a whatever. I want to become an Indian, want to become an American or Canadian or this one or that one or whatever. All this becoming is bhava. So as long as it exists as a fuel in me that I want to become something, the Chidabasa can never be removed. So if somebody says that I am an Indian, I am this, finished, he will be that forever. It goes in circles.
But
Okay.
the first thing is you want to exist, right? You have a
Yeah.
feeling that you have to exist. Then everything else comes.
Yes, that existence should have something to become. Otherwise, you cannot exist. It has something to be. That's the reason bhava goes together. So bhavatarana, without that, you cannot exist. So you always find a way to exist. So the Chidabhasa's role is to exist in one way or in another way.
So
If I'm
ensure that that is allowed, that is
yes, so
blessed.
if I'm this, I want to become that. But if I become that, I want to become this now. So let's say
Mm.
I'm single, I want to be married. But when I'm married, I want to be single again. When I'm in the office, I want to be at home. When I'm at home, I want to be in office. Nobody is happy with what they have. So if they're in office, they want to go home. But if they're at home, they want to come to office. Okay? So everything is like that. You want to have this kind of food in the morning, that kind of food in the afternoon, and that another kind of food in the evening, because we are generally getting bored of having the same thing. So you want to have something different. That is bhava. That is already there with us. So the only way to get out of this is to find the boredom. You first you have to experience boredom. When you experience boredom, you get out of it because you now know there is no need for you to circle around like this. Then you will understand Manomayakosha. So the reflected consciousness is nothing but what I think I am. Okay? I might have read very good uh, all the scriptures, but I believe that I am reading all of this. I know all of this. I have knowledge of all of this. Beautiful. That's all is required for existence. So now I exist. It doesn't matter. I exist as Vilas in this life, and next life something as Suresh, next life as somebody else, or this one and that one. I am carrying this whole vasana together. It doesn't matter. So I like she put one bubble burst, another bubble is there. Now I am back in that maybe a better life because I'm by doing these classes I'm accumulating so much of punya. So it gives me that fuel of existence in a better life. Okay, so the chit abhasa exists as deva. So now I can exist as Brahma. It can exist as human. It can exist as animal. It can exist as whatever. So depending upon that fuel, that kind of body is felt. Okay, so the exercise what um, Shankaracharya started is on Annamaya Kosha. Without breaking the Annamaya Kosha, attempting Manomaya Kosha is a disaster. It's never going to happen. Okay, you cannot touch Antakarana without removing the two problems. One is Pranamaya and one is Annamaya. If you don't remove that totally for yourself, you can never reach Manomaya Kosha. It's an illusion over illusion. First of all, Manomaya is illusion. On that is another illusion that I'm going to take head on. Who is going to take head on? It's the mind itself taking on the mind, which is not going to happen. So the worst place we can end up being in is Vijnanamaya Kosha. And that we've been there all the time. So our intellect is going to shine full of memories and all that. I can narrate the sloka, I can explain the meaning, I can do this, I can talk in different languages and different customs, different tradition, and I feel ego across the whole thing, because now I feel I have, in fact, I have reached particular destination, which is what Chidabasa is all about. So it exists. Now I exist as so and so, as the most proficient teacher. So if I compare my own life, I've been teacher in the past and continue being a teacher, and now also I'm a teacher. I think if I keep on doing this journey, I will be forever a teacher. So I will be having forever students or a Chidabasa only. What's the difference between that student and this student? They both are Chidabasas. And what's the difference between a student and a teacher? They both are Chidabasa. That is the reason Shankaracharya in the Nirvana Chataka, he says there is nothing called as teacher, no student, no this, no mother, no father, no brother, no sister, no wife, no children, nothing. If I have that courage of doing that, then the bubble breaks. Once it breaks, cannot join it back. So you're really no more
Yeah.
Bhavatarana.
So you can never come back. Once you
You
go
can
there,
never
you
come back.
went.
Gone.
It's
That's it.
gone. So that is why people are also they'll say they want enlightenment, but then when it is offered, they hesitate to take.
Yeah, because you go out of existence.
Yeah, correct. But so you simply ask, but when it is really ready to be given, then you back off.
First thing, the mind has to die. It is not easy to kill the mind.
It will not allow
Okay.
to die.
It will not allow to die. Worst thing, you have to destroy the intellect. That is next to impossible. So Anandamaya Kosha, if you are staying even for a moment, it's still a kosha. And many people get fooled up by being in Anandamaya Kosha. They think they're liberated. They are far away from liberation. Okay? And they feel, wow, I'm in Ananda all the time. Okay? That's not going to work. So I can utter Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. That is not going to, that is Anandamaya Kosha. That's got nothing to do with liberation. So it is next to impossible to go out of existence. Okay? So what we are attempting is something which is impossible. Till we see everyone as, oh, she is this, he is that, for ourselves. I can pretend, no, no, I don't see. Okay? So I'm fooling it, which is what illusion. And then only you will find Brahman Satya, Jagat Mithya. Till that time, Brahman is Satya, Jagat is also Satya. So presently, our state and our fate is Brahman Satya, Jagat Satya. Means the Chidabhasa has so much of life as much as Brahman. It is, in fact, shining over Brahman. Brahman is smiling. Okay, enjoy, take it. So Brahman becomes an object. Actually, Brahman is not an object. We have made it as an object. Now its idea is to reach Brahman. You will never reach, because there is nothing called outreaching it. There is nothing like I go and embrace Brahman. No, it's a sun and just the water. The water has to be dried out, and the sun remains the sun only. It doesn't become something. The sun doesn't come down and say that, hey, water, the light on that water, you are mine. So all along you got messed up. So let me embrace you. No, the water has to be removed. So the sun which is shining in that water is not there.
So that's the real death.
Exactly. Once
The
and for
real
all.
death. One death.
Once and for all you die. Not all the time. Once and for all. So how many of you are ready to die?
Yeah,
So
that's
the
the thing.
I dies.
I or you, it doesn't matter.
Right now we are all eyes only.
I
Eyes.
is only.
Okay. How many?
So long as I is there, this is there. Chidabasa is there.
Absolutely. 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 So now today we are touching the subtlest of it, is the antakarana. For that, we need to have clarity on Chidabasa. So the practice should be that if I stand in front of the mirror, like I am seeing the camera, I see this body, this mind as myself.
Mind.
If yes, even for a moment, it is Chidabasa. If not, I am ready to die. Possible?
Yeah, possible.
They said fire in the building, we all ran. That is Chidabasa.
There is one story of Janaka.
No, no, who ran here? Nobody ran.
No, 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 everybody ran, right, for their lives.
Yeah, actually, I was thinking this way. We are Ashashvata, not Shashvata. Ashashvata cannot explain about the Shashvata because our life is very small, but that Brahman is so big. It doesn't have start and end. So how can I explain? My experience with that Brahman is very, very small.
So that is correct. But see, the thing is, we are thinking
Mm.
that Brahman is bigger or smaller. Again, that volumetric comes into existence. So when the volumetric comes, you are again in Chidabhasa. It is something which cannot be defined.
Chidabasa.
You shouldn't be defining Brahman. You should be defining what you are. What you are not is Brahman. So neti is the only method through which you can cut out of it. But if we try defining what is Brahman, and then that becomes a problem now, because now that either should be bigger
Neti,
than
neti,
this.
neti is like nothing but onion. Inside there is nothing.
Yes, nothing.
Neti, neti, neti is nothing but onion. When you open it, inside there is nothing. That is Brahman.
Correct. Absolutely.
Oh,
Okay.
9:30 we have meeting.
Yes, same here. So I need to also end. Okay, then. Good day.
With this, we'll continue tomorrow.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Okay, bye bye.